What up to all, and God bless you. And this one we're going over what happens when you can't remember your dreams and why this may be happening. So we'll go over a few reasons of why this may be happening and also how you can prevent this from happening. And I'll give you some examples from my own life, and also we're going to go into the biblical context of it. I'll give you an example from something that happened in the book of Daniel. Prayer points that you can use if this has ever happened to you, that you can just ask, Lord, Heavenly Father, reveal unto me what it is that I'm forgetting in these dreams. Because there are either two authors to your dreams. Either it's coming from God or it's coming from Satan. Now, Satan would not give you a dream that he wouldn't want you to forget, because his goal is to torture you, okay? To torment you. So usually when he gives you some type of dream, it's going to come in the form of some type of nightmare, okay? But when God gives you a dream, it's either something that's going to be a spiritual checkup on your life, so it'll show you in the spirit of how things are going, maybe things you should avoid. He'll give you a dream of prophecy, something that may happen, or he'll give you dreams such as things to pray concerning, okay? So I'll give more depth with that in later videos. But for this one, we'll go over what happens when you can't remember a dream. How to prevent this from happening. So, one thing that the Lord gave me in the spirit that you can prevent this from happening and also prevent other attacks from happening, spiritual attacks from happening to you, is to say the Lord's Prayer when you first wake up and right before you go to sleep, okay? You also want to build a relationship with God and with Christ so that you would have that spiritual connection, okay? Now, reasons why this may be happening. As I said before, Satan doesn't want you to, if he gives you a dream, it's going to be to torment you, okay? So, if God is giving you a dream that's showing you something spiritual that's going on within your life, or certain people to avoid, or certain things to avoid, or he's trying to teach you something, or he's giving you a prophecy, what Satan wants you to do is to forget that. So that puts you in a state of weakness, and it puts you in a state of not knowing the things that God is trying to show you, especially if he's showing you blessings that may be happening, or tests is about to come, the devil is coming to test you, to attempt to steal your blessings away from you. Because what does the enemy do? He comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Okay? So, you will notice certain patterns. Whenever you're having a dream, maybe God show you something, and then right after that, you may have another dream, and this dream is unlike the dream before, or may have some similarities, but you'll notice some sort of wickedness going on in this dream, like something's happening, something bad happening to you, or somebody's saying something wicked to you, and it's all a distraction to keep you from remembering the first dream, okay? Now, I've had some experience with forgetting dreams. I think it was just for this purpose, so God would show me so I can teach you guys, okay? Now, this has happened to me about 3 or 4 different times. Like I said before, you want to say those prayer points, God, reveal unto me the thing or the dream that I'm forgetting. Now, after you say those prayers, you want to be still and be silent for a moment. You don't want to get up and start immediately moving around, because that's going to get you out of the spirit. You want to close your eyes, keep your eyes closed, and wait. Now, it may take a few minutes. It may take anywhere from 5 minutes to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes for this to happen. The last time this happened to me, it was probably like my 3rd or 4th time, which is here recently. The last time this happened to me, it took a little while longer than it originally took. And I noticed, after I said the prayer and I'm waiting, and I'm clinging on to that one little part of the dream that I could remember, I started getting these thoughts that maybe this is not going to happen. Maybe I'm not going to be able to remember. Maybe it's all, I knew it was all spiritual attacks from Satan trying to get me to throw me off so I wouldn't remember. Also around this time, you may notice someone will come, they'll give you a phone call or a text message, or something to happen that'll try to also move you away from staying in the spirit. You want to make sure you remain in the spirit, okay? And when I say that, remain still and wait for God to reveal unto you things that you forget. And like I said, while I was waiting, it was seemingly taking longer, and I could only remember one little part of the dream. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay here, just gonna wait it out. Maybe about 15, maybe even like 20 minutes later, it all just started flowing right back in. It's like I could just remember everything just like that. And I couldn't remember nothing at all. It was like a cup of memories just being poured into me, okay? Why this could be happening? Too much carnal consumption, the lust of the flesh, you're consuming too many things that's carnal things, like TV shows, it could be movies, it could be music, it can be anything that is not in the ways of God. It weakens your spiritual connection, okay? Another reason this could be happening is smoking marijuana. Now, cannabis, marijuana, it may have medicinal properties that can help you in some ways, but it's the smoking of it that is witchcraft, and it's basically designed to get you stuck in a cycle. So, and you'll find that if you are smoking marijuana, you will not be able to dream properly. Like you won't have any dreams at all. And then if you stop, it seems like you start having nightmares, okay? It's all Satan trying to bring you back into that, okay? Also, another thing that can keep you from remembering your dreams is sin, okay, guys? So if you don't have a spiritual connection with God, if you are doing drugs or alcohol, that's all allowing demons to come and possess you. All of these things could be shutting off your spiritual connection and causing you to not be able to remember your dreams. If you continue to you stay in a place of prayer, you'll find that, and also if you're not doing so much carnal stuff, you will find that you will be able to remember your dreams a lot more often. All right. So we're going to move on to the book of Daniel. And the book of Daniel, chapter 2, it says, in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams wherewith his spirit was troubled and his sleep brake from him. Then the king commanded to call the magicians and the astrologers and the sorcerers and the Chaldeans for to show the king his dreams. So they came and stood before the king, and the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream. Then spake the Chaldeans to the king of Syria, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation. The king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me. If ye will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut into pieces, and your houses shall be a dunghill. But if ye show the dream and interpretation thereof, ye shall receive of me gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore show me the dream and the interpretation thereof. So this dream that the king had, when he woke up from it, he couldn't remember what it was, but something in his spirit, it disturbed him. So he knew it was something that it disturbed his spirit, okay? So he's calling all of the wise guys, the sorcerers, the magicians, all of these guys to come and tell him his dream, okay? Now we know, as I told you before, if you don't have a spiritual connection with God, there's no way you're going to be able to, one, remember your dreams, and also, number two, the most important part, interpret your dreams. You don't want to have to go outside of just your connection with God to be able to interpret your dreams. You want to be able to interpret them yourself, or rather have God give you the spirit to be able to interpret them, okay? So people that don't have a great connection with God, and they may be living wicked in some ways, they may not be able to interpret their own dreams, all right? Let alone remember. This is not to say that all you guys are just spiritually wicked that you can't because you can't remember or interpret your dreams, okay? Sometimes it takes some training from God to be able to interpret your dreams. But the thing about it is, God will be able to give you the interpretation from Him. You won't have to go outside of that to get these interpretations, okay? After that, the king, he sent out a decree to let everybody know that since y'all can't interpret my dream, all the wise men are going to be slain. So Daniel, the prophet of God, he got word of this, and he came back to interpret the dream for the king. At Daniel chapter 2, verse 10, it says, the Chaldeans answered before the king and said, there is not a man upon earth that can show the king's matter. Therefore, there is no king, lord, nor ruler that asks such things as any magician, astrologer, or Chaldean. And it is a rare thing that the king requires. And there is none other that can show it before the king except the gods, whose dwelling is not with the flesh. For this cause the king was angry and furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. And the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain. Okay? So later Daniel came, he told the king, hey, I can ask God to show me the dream that you had, and I'll interpret it for you, okay? Since he couldn't remember his dream. So that's one thing. God can show you dreams that is going on with other people, okay? Now this is not just for you, this is not for your sake, as Daniel will lay out right here. Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king hath demanded cannot the wise men and the astrologers and the magicians and the soothsayers show unto the king? But there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. So the dream that was disturbing the king was going to happen to the king in the latter days in his kingdom. This was basically a warning from God. So this is something that the devil did not want him to know. Let's keep moving on. Thy dream and in the visions of thy head upon my bed are these. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter. And he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, the secret is not revealed to me from any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for their sakes that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart. And verse 46, it says, then the king, after Daniel told him what the dream was and the interpretation, then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him. The king answered unto Daniel and said, of a truth it is that your God is a God of gods, and a Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets, seeing thou couldst reveal this secret. Then the king made Daniel a great man, and gave him many great gifts, and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon, and chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. Then Daniel requested of the king, and he sent Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the province of Babylon. Daniel sat in the gate of the king. It's very important that you have that spiritual connection with God. And if you're having trouble and issues remembering your dreams, this is not a good thing at all. Because, like I said before, God gives you dreams to show you spiritual checkups on your life and things that could be going on around you, to warn you of things and to show you things that may come to pass. So you don't want to be in a position to where you can't receive those messages from God. It's like you applied for a job of your life, or you just won the lottery or something like that, and the people are sending you messages like, hey, you just won this super prize, and you got your phone off, your phone dead. So if you're not able to receive the messages, they have the wrong number, they got the wrong email, now you won't be able to receive those messages. Now you won't be able to see those warnings, okay? So you want to make sure you maintain a spiritual connection with God and not be put in a position to where you can't remember your dreams. Guys, I hope this helped you out. If you did, leave a comment, like the video. Love to all you. God bless you. Have a nice one.